change. Anyway, okay. Welcome back to HM and Big E Review Things. Today we are in anticipation of the release, the much anticipated final chapter. The end begins here. Fast X.
The first. The first of the end.
Oh, right. The beginning of the end, which is two parts. Is the next one Fast X2 or
it's
XX?
No, that'd be Fast 20. It's Fast 11, but
Are they going to call it 11?
Okay, I don't know, but it's released in 2025, so we got another 2 years to wait.
That's a surprisingly long time.
Yeah, so I don't know why they're calling this is the end, because it's really
not the end. Okay, so
it's their infinity.
Yes. Okay, so Fast X is releasing. It promises to bring back all the old characters, and so we felt in light of that, let's take a look back at this multi-billion-dollar franchise.
A multi-decade franchise.
Yes, the original movie came out in
2001.
That's
Yes.
22 years ago.
That's right.
About race cars and stealing DVD players. So that's a good place to start. Fast and the Furious. What do you remember about it? What do you like about it?
I went to the theater when I was in college to watch it. I had no idea what this was, but I just remember I thought it was a pretty fun movie because Vin Diesel was 30-something years old, and he was like an up-and-coming actor, and he played a pretty cool part. You know, he's got muscles, he's got the chain.
And doesn't talk much.
Yeah, but he played like the big brother kind of gang leader role, and I thought he did a good job.
He wasn't in a gang, per se, was he?
Wasn't he? He was leading the people
Pretty
that were
much a
stealing,
gang,
right?
man.
I think so.
It was based off a car magazine that I think the director read, and he thought, let's make a movie out of it, and let's cast up-and-coming actors like Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, who had made 1 or 2 movies before then. Mm-hmm. And they had this little story about, racing and
there were no
crime.
big names. Michelle Rodriguez probably was another bigger name.
Wasn't
like Vin Diesel.
Paul Walker wasn't.
Paul Walker was in stuff
So
before.
they're all up and coming.
Yeah.
Right?
No huge names.
Oh, Rick Yuen, who played Johnny Tran.
Rick Yuen.
I thought he was the best part of Fast, the first one. Toretto!
SWAT came into my house, disrespected my whole family.
And then they cut to the Asian scene where they're sitting around the table trying to eat their food, and this one comes in. Yeah, that was great. Best scene ever. Yeah. But it was like a fun movie, right?
Yes.
And then it made enough money that they decided to do Fast and Furious 2, but they couldn't get
Vin Diesel didn't want to come back, or they didn't want to pay him. I wonder what happened.
I don't think it was a pay. I believe he was probably doing Pitch Black, or he was doing some other movie.
Right.
And they couldn't lure him back in, so they went with Paul Walker and
Tyrese
and Ludacris, right?
Oh yeah, Ludacris
was introduced in the second one. You see, you guys are. I'm really more interviewing you here. Growing up in that high school, university era, I was really into cars, and so I liked it because of the racing aspect of it, which quickly fell away from this franchise very rapidly.
But the first one was great. 1 or 2, 3 movies. It was highlighting the cars.
That
right?
R30, that Skyline was beautiful. And it was great. The Paul Walker's car.
It was like the American versus
was
Japanese.
Great. Yeah. So, Fast and Furious for me was good. Was enjoyable because of the racing. All the other stuff, I didn't really know who Vin Diesel was. I didn't watch Pitch Black. Okay, and then so Too Fast, Too Furious. They couldn't get Vin Diesel. Now it's kind of like a buddy cop movie, right?
A little bit, right? Yeah. It had introduced a little bit of comedy there, right? Of course, with Tyrese and
and Luda.
Yes. Any memorable moments from Too Fast, Too Furious?
I don't remember it.
Eva Mendes.
But she's a cop, right? She's a cop.
Yeah, she was undercover as well.
Oh, with the generic bad guy who was going to hire them if they won, like, to see who could deliver a package or something
really fast.
Yeah. Still keeping it at least about cars. Okay, so that's Too Fast, Too Furious, and then the series takes a bit of a left turn. To the Orient.
And this is when they didn't even have either Paul Walker or Vin Diesel.
Yeah. The wheels kind of fell off a little bit, and they got what's his name?
Lucas. He does a really bad. I don't know the cowboy accent.
He was in Friday
Lucas
Night.
Black. Lucas Black and Bow Wow.
Little Bow Wow.
Little Bow. I think he's just Bow Wow now.
Oh, he's just Bow Wow now.
He's grown up.
And Hans. And
Han was in it. Yes, you're right. Han was in it as the mentor, I guess, to teach them how to drift. This was capitalizing because again, it's like I could almost see them like panicking. Oh crap, we don't have any of our stars left.
Yeah.
People really like Initial D, and this was about the time when Tokyo drifting was really cool, and that Gymkhana stuff and all that kind of racing stuff, and that aspect of racing was really kind of hot then. So Tokyo Drift came out. Anything memorable at all?
I mean, the drifting was cool. I
don't remember any of it.
It was before the CGI times when you had to actually have to drift the car. And I remember I think they got the Japanese
actual drifters,
King, Drift King too.
Oh, okay.
To do some of the drifting, and it looks really cool,
Yeah.
And of course, who doesn't like Tokyo?
Yeah. All I remember was that the plot was drifting was what got us into this problem, and now we're going to settle this problem. By drifting.
Well, I forgot why he goes to Japan in the first place. Like, he gets kicked out of school or something.
He gets kicked out of school for racing.
For racing, and he has to go live with his father.
Who is like
and he's in Japan. Why is Bow Wow in Japan?
He's selling stuff.
Is he?
Yeah,
but he's a student, no?
Yeah, he was selling Jordans and stuff that you can't obtain in Japan.
This movie felt very cobbled together. Like, this is what we could get. This is an idea we could get, and then the last minute post credit scene reveal.
It wasn't post credit. It was the
very last scene of the movie. Yeah. Vin Diesel's in a car, right?
Yes. They bring back Dominic Toretto in the last 10 seconds.
Yes.
And I think there was a deal where he said, like, you give me the Pitch Black franchise, or he made a deal, and he's like, I will reappear as Dominic Toretto.
Right.
So they made under the table.
When did he take more control of this franchise?
I think it was around Fast 3, Fast 4.
Okay.
Right? Because then he takes control and he says, I want to make the movies I want to make, but I'll star in your Fast 4 or whatever.
But it's not even starring. I think he has, I'm sure when did he become, I'm guessing he's an executive producer.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because 4 is the turning point between, crime racing and then intergalactic espionage.
Yeah, fighting Thanos.
Yeah. So, because it changes. The whole franchise changes at 4.
Right. So 4 is called Fast and Furious. Okay? And this is one of your tops.
I enjoyed it because it brought back Dominic Toretto and it started, you could see it emerging as an ensemble cast.
Right.
And it was still
Was this when they introduced Giselle?
Yes, Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot, yeah.
In one of her starring roles.
Yes.
They still race for a reason. So in this one, they race because they want to find the fast racer to smuggle stuff across the border. Right?
Yeah.
So Vin Diesel does it because he wants to get back at the guy who apparently killed Letty.
Yeah.
But you find out she's alive.
Yes, of course.
But so he does it for that reason, and he reunites with Paul Walker in this one.
Right.
So this is the one that brings them back together.
Right.
Paul Walker's a legit cop in this one, and he's hunting Dominic Toretto, and so they both have to race together to try to be outpace each other, and then they kind of work. They kind of work toward the end together. Yeah.
And then I remember I remember the scene where I guess he goes to the crash site where Letty supposedly dies, and he does some investigating, right? And he's kind of picking up scraps, and they're able to tell
he becomes
from that
the Dark Knight.
He's touching the nos that was left behind.
Yeah, I think it was kind of something like that, and he's able to trace it back to I don't know.
It kind of reestablishes the Dominic Toretto character as being, someone who's extremely loyal, and he's going to go for it, and I like the movie. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, reassembling the cast, kind of that ensemble family, kind of the family kind of dynamic.
Well, at least the core family with his sister Letty, Paul Walker, and Vin Diesel. Those four, the quad, they start, and then at the end of the movie, he gets thrown in jail. And then they hint towards Fast 5, which they break him out
of jail. Yes. And Fast 5, I think, would be the beginning of what we would call the superhero era. Right?
Exactly. Is that when The Rock comes?
That is when The Rock shows up.
The Rock comes down on a plane, and he's like, I'm here to hunt these guys.
Right.
Whatever we do not let them get into cars. That's his line, right? So he goes and hunts. No, this is the bank heist one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when the family comes together. So they bring in Gal Gadot. They bring in Han.
who somehow didn't die.
Yeah.
And somehow wins Gal Gadot's heart.
Yep.
That's the most unrealistic part of the whole thing.
Luda, Tyrese.
It's like the Fast family, man. They come together and they plan a heist.
This was the high water mark for me.
Yeah.
Heists are kind of inherently, there's a excitement kind of built into it. The planning and then the execution and things go wrong and, dragging that vault was, at the time, like it was a big spectacle and it was kind of quite original. They have since done many similar things, but that was a memorable movie, and
I think Fast 5 is definitely one of those ones where, like, it's probably one of the top rated ones on most people's list if you're going to make a Fast list, right?
Yeah.
5 is definitely, it's one of those ones you click, it's on TV and you're going to watch it, right? So yeah.
Before we move on to 6, 7, 8, 9, and whatever, I will say that I think for me, Tokyo Drift, as much as we make fun of it, is probably an underrated gem, which I think Rob was just talking about too. And I think I sort of agree with you there. They were trying something kind of original before it kind of went crazy.
I remember it wasn't bad. I think
at the time, I think it was.
It just didn't have the characters, right?
No, but you get to look at the Japanese underground culture, right? Because the first one you saw the street racing underground looks like. Need for Speed Underground.
Yep.
So now you're looking at it from the east side, from the Japanese perspective.
But here's the difference. Okay, here's the change. When 5 hits, at the end of 5, they all become multimillionaires.
Because they stole the money.
They stole the money, right? So that changes everything. They're no longer petty street thieves racing for pink slips.
Yeah.
They can all afford.
Oh yeah, super expensive cars.
Super expensive cars. They can afford yachts. Somehow they kept the money, which launches into 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one where one of them shows up in a Koenigsegg or something. Or Luda shows up in a Koenigsegg, and then Tyrese is saying that he has the other two or
same
whatever.
One,
and okay, so they end up as millionaires, fugitives on the run. Sort of. Although I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the contract in 5 between The Rock and Vin Diesel was that neither could beat each other in a fight. Have you read this?
Yeah, you mean in real life, right?
Yeah. In real life, that is contracted as part of the movie, that neither could kind of beat each other and win in the movie.
They talk about the most petty contract thing, right?
Yeah, well, and I think that's where kind of the division kind of started, because I think famously for the rest of the few movies, their relationship soured and got worse and worse until The Rock decided to.
I mean, the Fast 5. I mean, obviously the hero Vin Diesel does beat The Rock. He holds back and he slams a head, the wrench near his skull, but it doesn't hit him. He gives him mercy.
Okay, I don't. Even though this is probably my most memorable of all the movies, this is a very relative scale. I vaguely remember that scene. They're fighting in like a garage.
Yeah, I mean, the Fast 5 is the turning point where it becomes
the superhero.
The superhero age. Yeah.
Fast 6. Tell me the plot of Fast 6. Go ahead.
It's Luke. It's
Luke Evans?
Luke Evans.
Luke Evans. He. I remember it's in London, England.
Yes, and he has that
car that can push the other cars off.
The wedge. Yeah,
that's all I remember.
Gina Carano was in it, right?
Was she?
I think so. Yeah,
she was working with Luke Evans. She was a spy.
Oh, vaguely. Is this the one with the tank in the highway?
Yes, I think so.
See,
it becomes.
We should have played the game. I should have set this up with the game. It's like, this action scene. Which Fast is it from? I think we wouldn't have done particularly well. Okay, so we don't remember what happened in Fast 6.
Why don't you do? We should do it now.
What's it called? Is it called
Fast 6?
It's Furious 6, isn't it?
No, Fast and Furious 6.
Oh. It's Furious
Fast
7.
And Furious 6.
Sorry, Furious 7, yes, sir.
Furious 7. What happens in Furious 7?
Well, Paul Walker dies in real life.
Yes.
Time. Which is the one with the really long runway?
Oh, 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 6.
Then which one's the highway one?
6 is the one Gal Gadot dies.
Yes.
I mean, we don't know if she's really dead, but she falls off a car.
Yeah.
And Hans is like, and that's she.
That's
which one's just the one with the tank and the jumping?
I think that is.
It's in the middle of 6?
I think it's either 7 or 6.
Okay, anyway. Okay, yes. It did end with the super, super long runway. We were on that runway trying to take off for like 20 minutes.
That's right.
Right, okay. Furious 7, you were saying, yes, this is the one where Paul Walker dies during production of the movie.
In the middle of production, and they had to finish it.
Yes. And
so they had to use different
his brother
CGI, rewrite the script, change it up. So this was like, I think
this made the most money.
You know, and it had the big song at the end. With Wiz Khalifa, and that was probably the most memorable part, was saying goodbye to Paul Walker for all the fans. Everybody's crying, and I mean, of course, the other scene was him taking a Ferrari and jumping through 3 buildings.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, that was this one?
That was 7, yeah.
Right, when they were in
Abu Dhabi.
Ronda Rousey was in it.
Ronda Rousey was in it, yeah.
I'm very impressed, gentlemen. This is,
There's a lot of... This is when it becomes like science fiction. Where he's jumping off through buildings. Right. You know, it's something like you see in Star Wars, you know.
Okay.
So that's what happened. But it's almost like forgivable because Paul Walker died and everybody was thinking about that.
Yeah.
So he took the liberties to do whatever he wanted.
Right.
And this one was directed not by Justin Lin. It was directed by James Wan.
James Wan, yes.
Who is a
horror guy.
Horror guy. And that's the only one he directed.
Horror and Aquaman guy.
An Aquaman.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, The Fate of the Furious. What happens? Give us a summary, homie. I'm sorry, does The Rock come back in 6 or 7, or?
He comes back in this one because...
But he wasn't in 6 or 7.
No, he was.
No, he was.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
he's
just
definitely
always...
in 7. Yeah, he was definitely in 7.
He's in 7.
Okay.
8... Okay, you have to remember these by their action pieces or their most...
But that's what I'm saying,
This is the one where they fight the submarine at the end. Where The Rock grabs the torpedo and pushes it...
Yeah, the nuclear missile.
The nuclear missile.
And then just kind of pushes it.
Yeah, pushes it to the side. And they're racing on ice. That's the final scene in this one. So I don't remember what else happens.
Who's the villain?
It's Luke Evans, you know...
Jason Statham?
Jason Statham. Is that
No, but Charlize Theron's also in it, too.
Yeah.
No, wasn't she the one in the next one?
No, she's in this one, too, I think. The next one, she becomes, like, part of the team or something.
No, she threatens and she's like, "Oh, you have a baby with that from 5. That's in 9."
No, I think the baby's in 8.
The baby's in 8.
What happened in 9? Okay.
9, the kid's a bit older because he drops him off in the beginning. I can't believe we're talking like this, but yeah, in 8, Jason Statham becomes a good guy because he saves Vin Diesel's baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
On the plane.
He was a villain in 7. Jason Statham was a villain in 7 because of revenge for Luke Evans in 6.
Yeah, remember Luke Evans gets horribly injured?
No.
So he goes and visits him. He's like, I will avenge you, kind of thing. And then in the between, there was Hobbs and Shaw.
It's in between this or after?
It was in between something where The Rock was like, you guys...
After 8.
After 8.
It was exactly.
Yeah, so after 8, but it was like, The Rock was like, I have really, really good chemistry with... The Shaw character, let's do a spin-off, and it was Fast and Furious Presents.
Yes.
Hobbs and Shaw. Didn't really do that well. I think it was okay.
Did you like the movie?
No, I did not.
Okay, yeah. All right. So then F9.
Yes.
F9, it is called F9, back to Justin Lin, is about...
They go to outer space. Again, you got to remember the big memorable scene, right? They go to outer space.
Yeah.
Who's the villain? Charlize Theron.
Charlie. Yeah.
Still her. Yeah, still her.
At some point, Helen Mirren is also. She's like the mother. She's the mother of the 2 British guys.
Yeah,
she was
2 British guys.
Yeah.
She's a good driver too.
Yes, they all are. Yeah.
This was during the COVID pandemic, so I remember watching this in a drive-in. It was raining, so I don't remember this much at all. But I do remember they
went into space. That was the joke. That was the joke. That where else could they go? They're going to go into space, and they did.
It was Toretto's brother, John Cena.
Oh, John Cena! It's John Cena as a bad guy. Michael Toretto. No. So what's his name? It's something like that.
It's something. Yeah. A short, strong name.
Jacob.
Yeah, I was close. Michael Toretto. They don't look anything alike.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and then so that's Fast 9.
Yeah, it's Fast 9.
Which brings us neatly to now Fast X. Everyone is coming back, right?
I'm going to predict right now Gal Gadot is going to make her way back.
I think they're going to bring Paul Walker back in some way. Some CGI or a voice or something. Yeah. I think if this is supposed to be the epic conclusion, everyone will be back except for The Rock, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Right? And then now Momoa is in this one.
Yeah, and Alec Richardson from Jack Reacher is in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's sort of like the Rock replacement, like a big hulking guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be Cena? Yeah, Cena's not as. Cena's pretty big.
No, they're all big. But
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
he has to fight other big guys, right?
Right.
So he's been fighting Cena. He's fighting Momoa. He's going to fight Richardson. Who else is he going to fight next?
Okay. We're gonna watch this movie.
Opening night, day one.
It's not going to be a good movie, right?
I think it's just going to be the same of the 6 onward.
Yeah,
That's all.
where
You
it's
don't
just
remember a lot of
blur.
it. You remember the big set fighting action piece.
Yeah. Maybe that says something about the movie going public now. These make billions of dollars. These gross so much money. But yes, we will be there day one.
I mean, famously, I think there was a lot of production problems. Vin.
For this one?
Yeah, Justin, he left midway or something in the production, and
Justin then left?
yeah, they had to get a new guy.
Yep.
And so there was some production value.
Louis Leterrier.
Exactly. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's already hinted. Jason Momoa is a character that they're going to retcon in that he was in 5. He was one of the bodyguards that blew off the bridge or something, but he survived. So then
That's his motivation?
Wait.
Yeah,
He blew off the bridge and landed in the water?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
So-
I buy that.
Aquaman comes out and he's he changes his hair, and it's 5 years later or
DC
whatever.
crossover,
Yeah, he cut in and he goes,
see.
you ruined my life. I'm going to kill you and your family, Toretto. I think that's a movie.
And then Jacob is good now? Is
Jacob's
Cena
good.
is now
He's
part
good.
of the family
Cena's
now?
part of the family.
Part of the family.
He's literally in the family, and he's in the family.
Okay.
Everybody's in the family now. It's
Right.
just Momoa and Richardson that are not in the family.
I see.
And I think they're bringing back Russell Crowe's character. No, not Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Kurt Russell's
Kurt Russell, yeah, the Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody.
Which
And I think Helen Mirren and the others are in it too. They're all in it, yeah.
Which is why, again, I'm guessing Paul Walker. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot probably. Paul Walker. So your favorite, you would say, or is 4 kind of your underrated gem?
Yeah, I would say 4 is my underrated gem.
Yeah.
I like 5
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
just
generally
kinda-
a fun, good movie.
Yeah.
And I do have an appreciation for 1.
Yeah.
But 4 is my underrated gem.
Oh, I was saying that the bank heist with the dragging the vault was kind of original because they redid it eventually with the magnet thing. Remember, they had a car with magnets, and then it started dragging other cars,
Yeah.
and then it felt very similar.
That
and
I
there
think
was another one.
That's
Yeah.
8 or 9.
And there was another one with the
No,
zombie
because-
cars, the cars that drove themselves.
Yeah, that's 9. It's
that's-
when they use Dominic Toretto as a bad guy. They're like, you in order for
Oh yeah. To save your
son or
That's
something.
That's Fate of the Furious.
That's Fate of the Furious.
Charlize
Yeah,
Theron.
that's 8.
Because Charlize Theron was an AI genius person. No, tech genius. She was able to
Oh, that's why they invited the actress
from Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yeah. And she's supposed to be the hacking, the computer expert. What's your underrated gem, Robin? What's your favorite fast movie?
Well, I have a soft spot for Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
Only because I like the music.
Yeah.
You know, I want to know how they drift in Tokyo. So that to me was I have
Is
a
your
soft
underrated
spot,
gem.
I have a soft spot for that. But number 1 was the first one. I remember watching that through drive-through. I was in my dad's Ford Taurus, and here I am pulling out, and all these other tuner cars, and I'm like, man, I'm so out of place.
And you peeled off, drifted into the sunset.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for me, the underrated gem, I think I like kind of that fish out of water humor a little bit too, which is why I liked Aquaman a little bit more than you guys, talking about Momoa. This was the humor was very broad.
Yeah.
Very just kind of obvious humor. But yeah, and then I like Japan, so that helps. But Fast 5, along with a lot of other people, is probably my favorite.
Are we doing? Is there a point to do all the worst ones? We just hate this one.
It's impossible for me to do a worst one because I literally cannot remember and differentiate between 6, 7, 8, and 9.
I know that's the thing. 1 to 5 you can remember, but
Yes.
6 to 9 you just don't. It's a blur.
It is totally.
It's a total blur. There's too much stuff going on. You don't remember why, because the character motivations change within the hour, and you don't know what's going on. And then
I do remember the one in England.
Yeah, that's 6.
Where they did the rotating camera when The Rock does his move and like slams, and the camera rotates with the person falling.
Yeah, I mean,
thought that
there's
was kinda
cool
cool.
shots like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 really launches it into like science fiction.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot about the cars falling out of the sky.
Yeah, and then there's a whole bunch of like a zombie horde of cars chasing them.
It was through AI or through remote access or something. Yeah.
You have to see these as like 2 separate entities. You know,
Right.
the 1 to 4, 5, and then 5, 6 onward. They're
it's completely
totally
separate,
different move like things.
Yeah.
Is it fair for us to grade them on a different scale? Is this its own scale? This is similar to the Michael Bay scale that I have, where you kind of have to adjust your expectations and rate things kind of for what they are,
Yeah.
as opposed to on an absolute scale. Because
I would say you have to for 6 onward.
because when you go into this, you're not expecting. You know, we just talked about Guardians and the really interesting subtext and deep themes that it hits. There's none of that here.
They're very explicit about it because they just literally keep saying it's family. It's about family.
It's all about family.
Yeah, mi familia, that's it. It's really hammered into you.
Yes. Okay, so that's the rundown, retrospective on the Fast franchise. So on a scale of 1 to 10, appropriately, how much are you looking forward to 10 and its sequel?
Rob, go for it.
I'll say this right now. 1.
Oh,
But I'm doing it for the family. The family. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say it's like a 7. Okay, I'll look forward to it in the sense of it'll be let's see what they do this time.
if they announce that The Rock returns,
Then it becomes a 9. No, but we're all gonna be laughing in the theater like
Yes.
everybody else, and laugh out loud moments probably inappropriately, but whatever.
I think the last couple, I remember laughing at moments that aren't really intended to be humorous, and there's kind of meant to be out there. So it's not like serious moments are funny. It's just like we can't believe this is happening.
Right.
So this will very, very much be the same. 1 is a bit low, Rob. I would say 1 is a bit low. Tokyo Drift was the third one, so I will give this a 3 out of 10. I guess.
So I'm looking forward to the most. That sounds terrible.
Definitely.
So if it's
not about cars anymore. I like cars. There's no cars in it anymore.
Okay, but if it's 1 for this, what is Miss Marvel?
Different scale.
Negative 50 or something for you.
No, I am looking forward to the Marvels.
Okay.
So I can talk about it.
Excellent. So it's 1 out of 10, 7 out of 10, and a 3 out of 10. Let us know how much are you looking forward to Fast X and the Untitled Fast X sequel. Let us know what your hidden gem is and what you think the best of these wonderful... Has it won any awards?
It's not
even technical awards?
I don't think so.
No, wasn't Wiz Khalifa nominated for
the song?
The song is very memorable.
Oh, so it might be a Academy Award or nominated franchise.
My goodness.
Rob will check that right now. But until next time, keep watching silly movies where you can just turn your brain off and kind of have a laugh, and I think that's what these are.
We do appreciate all your support, mi familia. So please do subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Rob, any Academy Awards?
It did not win.
Was it nominated? Can't even find it. Okay.
See You Again was... Nope.
No
nominated.
nominated.
It was.
All right.
No, it was...
We'll check. I'll put this in the edit. All right?
No.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Fast X.